Welcome, guys, to the Tyrone Hour here, Tyrone and Kingsley, every Saturday morning from 9 to 10. The Tyrone Hour, we strive to bring class. King, I'm going to start off with class. Class first, dignity, power. Yeah, I start off with class this week, King, because I say here at WFBR 1590, the Tyrone Hour, I believe we try to have a little class on how we carry ourselves. You get me, King?
Yes, I do.
We try to carry ourselves with a little class here, you know, King? Hey, King, very interesting week this week, King, here in Baltimore, in Maryland. Oh, man, very interesting week. We still dealing with youth violence, King.
No, really? I thought that was...
That's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable that we still dealing with youth violence.
I thought it was taken care of.
No, King. The people still saying the same narrative.
I thought legislation passed
the narrative is that they don't have nothing to do.
It's juvenile justice.
The recs are closed, and you know, that's the narrative, King, going around, King. Since the administration been rolling, he's been dealing with juveniles.
Do they know what they doing, Tom? I mean, they 25 and younger. They said that they, you know, Vincent said that they don't know what they out their minds at 25.
Is it Vincent Johnson or Vincent what?
I'm sorry, Vincent Schiraldi. You know.
Oh, well, see, his name definitely doesn't identify with the community that he's trying to run. See, that's why I said Johnson.
Yeah,
see, because if it was Vincent Johnson, he could be like, okay, well, that's a black man. He understands that community.
Or it could have been a white man.
Or it could have been a white man because he understands that community. But you said
Schiraldi. Something along those lines. Yeah. Sorry if I'm butchering the last name.
And he has great potential for his classification, his knowledge and everything.
Can I ask you a question?
But not in this area.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead,
I mean, you say he has his knowledge and stuff, but in New York and in D.C., he was in charge of juvenile justice in those places, and they got out of control and they got rid of it. That's how he got here in Baltimore, because he was friends with Westmore.
Oh, okay. I didn't say his skills.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm ahead of myself.
I just talking about the stuff that's on the wall. You got the DA and the stuff you talk about.
Oh, the intellectual.
That's what I'm talking about. See, he got the paperwork.
I got you.
Vincent, he's never experienced anything that he's trying to govern. To govern what's going on right now, you need an experienced person here in this. Like right now, I'm kind of like behind the commissioner because he's from here.
Yes. Yeah.
White or black, he's from here.
Yes.
But his hands are still tied with the mayors and the progressive policies that are going on right now. And everybody's starting to say it now. Progressive policies are ruining the country right now.
Hey, man, listen.
Everybody's saying it.
I'm glad you guys are catching up.
It has nothing to do with your cause. We talk about law must be enforced in a society.
Well, I want to say this. Again, I don't want people to get conservative mixed up with Republican. I'm not into this two-party system that I see happening. I mean, again, the conservative banner is being, I guess, upheld by the Republicans at this point.
Yeah.
But black people by nature have been conservative.
Yeah.
This is why we've been able to overcome and manipulate situations that have been perceived as bad or something that they could never recover from. But somehow or another, we always recover. But what we have going on now, there's lawlessness. I mean, when I say lawlessness, I'm talking about, you know, it really doesn't matter who the person is. You literally have to walk around with a gun on you or some type of a weapon as a deterrent, because there's a 90% chance, 90, that's high. 9 out of 10 chances that you might be assaulted or robbed.
That woman was beat down.
On
television.
We saw it.
Down.
And threatened with
they basically, the first thing was said was, what could we do for those children to not have been doing that.
Let me
explain something to you again.
The assailants again?
I don't care what happened to him or her or what age they is when they did something like that.
Thank you. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care what happened to them, really. I really don't. I mean, and I know that they're not going to be took in the back alley and given a firing squad. So cut it out when I say I don't care. I don't mean in those terms. I'm talking about for what they did to be let right back out within an hour.
Within an hour, not charged with anything. And then the victim comes on TV and says, you know, I just, you know, because how the laws are made by the legislators in Annapolis. See, it always goes back to that. And I'm not going to lay off of it because I was on it at the beginning of the year when Westmore took office, and everybody's like, man, he ain't even been in there a week, and you already on this. And I'm like, nah, I just see things happening before they happen. You know, and I'm not saying that I'm clairvoyant or anything like that. You just have to look at a person's, you know, just look at that. You got to know the nature of the beast that you're dealing with. If you learn the nature of the beast that you're dealing with, it doesn't matter what form they take. You know their nature, so you can see the things happening before they happen. I said the same thing about Brandon Scott. You know, Marilyn Mosby.
Who's been crying out, King, last couple of days on television to help us with their children?
Wow, the parents.
The parents been crying out, all right? And I'm saying to myself, wow, what type of structure you got going on in your home?
I'm sorry.
You calling outside and say, come into my home and put structure into it.
Well,
Mommy always talk about this.
Yeah.
Starts at home.
Hold on,
starts at home.
I'll cut you off, sorry, y'all, because y'all wasn't there earlier in the week when I went to Ty's house and we talked about the show, and he brought that up. As calm as he is now, I couldn't talk for about a half an hour.
I didn't want to go into, you know, where I went at with that, King. I'm going to go into it.
Yeah, I know. The passion.
Man, to be on television, what the devil is you doing in your home? Hey, it was this line, one monkey don't stop the show.
That's right.
Even if your family member has to be exiled out of the house,
then it happens
for the rest of the litter to go on.
It has to happen.
It has to happen. See, but right now we have a culture of people with this, but we just want to fix. No, you got bad people. Sometimes if you have 6 kids, 5 okay, that 5th one, that 6th one, boy, he in trouble. She real troublesome. One of them too. You get me?
You call him
special. It's the laws of nature.
You said, oh, he real special.
You can start calling him special and all type of stuff. But King, again, I said, King,
bad.
I seen that, King, and you know, I went into that, man. I said, wow, man, they crying out for help. And this is when we going into, you know, King, this is what they asked for. You know, they separated us with the family structure. Again, I say the family structure means something. You know, it really does mean something. We do know that moms and dads sometimes don't get along and stuff like that. But the other things that were put into place, King, the man can't be in the home and.
But predicated off of that, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead, King.
What if BLM, that BLM movement, came out and pushed black family unity?
They're not pushing that no more.
Hold on. I said, suppose they did. Instead of remember, I was the one who highlighted that in their bylaws. They were like, it was stated that they were there to destroy the nuclear family and remove the man out of it. So by saying that, suppose in their bylaws they were like, we're here to establish the black family and promote the black man in the family to his prominent leadership roles. Because let me tell you something. Without the man in the house, chaos.
You heard that word you just said. See, with this new feminine movement, you said, put the man in his leadership role in the house. That now words gets challenged because you're saying leadership. He's not leading me. I'm independent. I make more money than. No, that's not what he's saying.
Thank you, Ty.
That's not what he's saying. It has nothing to do with your free independence.
And your money.
And your money. Has nothing to do with that. It's talking about raising and furthering the litter. Again, I'm going to use the word litter to go on.
And I'm going to use your word. The structure is a man creates structure. Because in case you haven't noticed, around a man, it's certain things you can and you cannot do. I'm just telling you. Because as one, and they'll tell you in the house that I don't even, that I don't
not
even.
Not just a black man we talk about.
Yeah.
We talk about any man.
Yeah.
And,
you know,
yes.
in the house that I'm in.
Yeah,
you know,
any man.
When I've had enough.
The woman is definitely the number one player in the player, but the man is definitely there too. You got to be there.
Yeah, when I had enough and I open up the door and I come out, it's like E.F. Hutton. Everybody listens. I'm like, yo, enough's enough. Knock it off.
Knock it off. That's right.
Knock it off. And it's not being hard or tough.
That's right.
It's just, this is the order that has to take place. I'm not trying to usurp her authority or tell her what she can or can't do. It has nothing to do with that.
Knock it off.
But around me, there's a certain structure. You're not yelling and screaming. You're not outside.
That's right. Knock
you're
it
not
off.
running
Turn the lights off.
Yeah, you know,
you don't remember that.
Yeah, you're not paying the electricity.
You ain't paying electricity. Turn the lights off.
You burning electricity.
Then I see you running out that refrigerator either. You remember that? Come on, and they wasn't harsh rules. They were structural rules. You eat up all the juice.
Drink up all the juice.
Or drink up all the food. I actually bought enough food to go through 7 days of the week. See, I didn't buy food
for today.
For just, willy-nilly. Mama and them bought food for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Friday, you had some fish, or y'all went out or something.
What you're talking about is a budget.
In the refrigerator.
There was a
budget.
budget.
It was a budget.
Yeah,
now it's a free willy joke. We don't make money like that to have a free willy refrigerator.
Well, you see, that's where you're wrong, Ty. In this new world that we live in.
Do it anyway, huh?
Well, yeah, exactly. We're going to just get credit cards, and and in these, again, Vita said something to me earlier this week, and that's her sister from D.C. She said something to me earlier this week. She said, hey, is Mayor Bowser and y'all mayor talking? And I was like, why? You say that? She was like, because I'm noticing that the same thing that's going on in D.C. is going on in Baltimore.
Yes.
The same policies, the same 501c3s are in control of things in D.C. like they are in Baltimore. And then I started looking. They had the same thing going on in Minneapolis, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, Atlanta.
They funding a black organization.
This is really taking place in our communities. And I can't believe, I can't believe that we are not awake, that we are so far asleep or caught up in my booty hole brown that we can't.
Trump's around. As long as he's around, the distraction is there. Donald Trump is around.
What Donald Trump got to do with common sense? See, I keep going back to that. Again, what does racism got to do with common sense? Racism ain't putting food or taking food off of my table. Joe Biden, his policies are.
Well, King,
Brandon Scott, his policies are.
This is what's going on. King. Let me tell you about this, though, King. And I wanted to tell you about it. We talked about this, too, King. The migrants. We're going to talk about the migrants. Do y'all really know what they are getting when they come in these countries, in our sanctuary cities?
The migrants?
The migrants, the ones that they're shoveling through these cities.
I want you to tell them, because I don't think they really know.
Man, for us, we have to, as Americans, black and white, they taking out 30, 40-year loans. Ma.
Hi, Newt. How you doing? Hey, Kingsley.
Hey, Ma. I want you to listen to this real fast because I know you know about it. We're going to talk about the migrants. Good morning, though, first, Ma.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And I was talking about the migrants. Do you know what they're getting, Ma, when they go to those sanctuary cities? They're getting a home, a Social Security card, a stipend of money, over a couple $1,000s. On either a bi-weekly or a monthly stipend of money, they're getting on a regular and a home in the best communities.
Job placement.
Huh?
Job
placement. Yes, they're getting all of this off the top. And I'm just amazed about how you know, we are so distracted on things, man, and these are assistants. We claim we want assistance. This is how some of this stuff should be our money. That's the way I look at it. I look at reparate. Ma, go ahead, Ma. You hear about that?
Well, I agree with you because that has really been a thorn in my side with them because when we look at the issues that we are facing as ourselves here in our country, our cities and our states, that how we are being nickel and dimed, and then they want to say we lazy, we don't want anything. Well, if you're not giving us anything to want, how do you think we are going to prosper?
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, why do you feel that you can take our tax dollars and give us what you want, leftovers, and then you bring these people? It's a reason why they're doing this. It's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And let me, before you finish, wait a minute. We're celebrating Leslie's birthday, your sister, in Charlotte, North Carolina this morning. All the ladies are here. We're going to let them give you a shout out.
Okay. Happy birthday, sis.
Happy birthday.
Hi.
Hey, hello, ladies. Hello, ladies.
Hello, Tyrone Show.
Hey, how you doing, baby? Happy birthday. How are you now? 28?
Oh, I'm telling you, say it. I'm 64.
64.
Her 28.
Y'all having a great time?
You keep doing it up there in Baltimore.
We trying, baby. We trying to keep the message going and everything because it's a lot of things that's going on right now that just, you know, we say don't make sense, but it makes sense because somebody came up with it. You get me? But y'all enjoy yourself, Mommy. You still on the phone?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry I wanted to say, my King, you got anything to talk about that? What I said about the migrants?
I do.
King.
You know, I told you earlier this week I was doing a study and I was looking at the fall of Rome.
Yeah.
Because a lot of ways, if you look at America and you look at Rome, they
mirror each other. Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth reason which caused the fall of Rome was mass migration.
Mass migration
from the Huns, who forced the barbarians down to the borders, and then they start accepting them into their fold. And then before you know it, they started breaking off into tribalism because, hey, you know, I know you, but I don't know. I got the Italians over here. Yeah. I got the black people over here, the Spanish people over here. Everybody, but you were welcomed in. But you compartmentalized everybody, so there was really no national identity. So everybody is Americans in name, but not Americans by spirit. You get where I'm going?
I get you.
And imagine going to war with somebody like that.
With somebody like that that's claiming to be an American.
You see what I'm saying?
Soldier, and he's not a soldier.
And again, that goes into the...
Because I'm an American. Go ahead, King.
That goes into some of the other reasons of the fall of Rome, and they mirror what you actually see going on. So this mass migration that you're speaking of, that we're seeing going on right now, I'm like, it's a big deal. And just a caveat to that, you saw where the FBI seized the mayor in New York.
Yes. That's why I brought this up.
Oh, yeah.
They got him, the mayor of New York, who wanted to bring all these people in. Now he's crying. He's gone, flowing down to Mexico and everything. What's going on? No, what's going on is that you should not have done that.
Well, another theory is that Biden is bringing them in here too because they're trying to get rid of the black vote for Biden. They want to get rid of the black people. This is what I've heard also. They're substituting these immigrants for votes for Biden.
Well, Ma, we saw that when Donald Trump won back in 2016. We already knew that the fix was in, and they were very upset with especially black men because they were the ones who kind of gravitated towards Donald Trump.
That's what people don't understand.
In 2016.
People don't understand it. They think that it's only racist whites that are backing Donald Trump. No, there are people that need a strong leader.
And because of
might be crafty, but you need a strong leader. I'm in the world, world, not in your emotional eyesight. Go ahead, King.
And because of that, we've had this influx of bad ideas and things that we know cripple countries, not just America, just over history. Over history, time has told you that the way that we're progressing, the expansion of the military, worrying about where all this foreign stuff that's going on, and not controlling your borders and worrying about your citizens and who you have or the influx of people who you're bringing into
Can you ask Mom a question real fast?
Yeah, into your fold. If you don't control that, then these things breaks your society down and eventually destroys your civilization.
Ma,
what news?
You remember what Donald Trump ran off and so many people went crazy? The wall.
Yeah.
Remember they went crazy over there, remember? Oh, he gonna build it, he gonna use the money. Well, guess who's building the wall now? Joe, you didn't see it?
President.
Yeah, y'all seen it, right? Joe, every president, see, that's the problem when you get emotionally drunk with racism theory. Every president adds to the wall. We just went crazy with the theory, but yeah, Joe's building his section right now. You get me? And it should be up there. Now, man, let me ask you another question. How do you think if American babies were being dropped on that other side of the wall, how would people look at it?
Oh, let me tell you.
You know, because we were crazy, emotionally gone crazy. Go ahead, man.
Let me tell you, it wouldn't be looked at like they dropping them immigrants over the wall.
You see how we was doing. Look at the babies.
But you know what? Let me tell you, they made a statement, and now I really understand. See, the white man is scared that they're losing base in America. White people are falling off here in America. So they don't want the people of color, brown and black people, to come and infiltrate this country.
How? You
saw that with Haiti.
Yeah.
All of those black people were turned away. But when these other people, like you say, they're coming from Venezuela, they're coming from other places other than just Mexico and whatever the other countries they say. So America is afraid now that it's going to turn less white and more people of color, and they're letting them in here.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem, though, man.
And it's a reason. We'll never know the real reason about this political game that they're playing. But our people, I've heard people, black people, talk against reparations. What are you talking about?
Some people say we don't want it, and they say, well, okay, it ain't the point about wanting it. It ain't the point about the reparations. It's the point about you seeing all other nationalities of people receiving this major assistance. See, you see, we ain't talking about $1,000 stimulus. We're talking about some major assistance. I mean, come on, they started off with $800-something million going to Ukraine. They came right back another 6 months with another $900 million. Then they come back with a joint package to go to Israel and what's the name? You know what I mean? Come on, and then you say, well, y'all just want a handout. What? Just want a handout?
Yes,
we want to be able to lift our heads up.
And let me say this, and I'm going to let you go because I'm here with the girls.
Yeah.
What really bothers me about black America, we don't like each other enough to stand with each other. We are jealous of one another. Yeah. We are like the crabs in the basket. One try to get to the top, the other pull them down.
Yeah, look at
you get a little financial base, and you don't look around to see who you can help. You can see that in your sports players, your entertainment industry. All those people have money.
Yeah.
But you know what they do? Before they bring it back to the black woman, they marry a white woman and give it to her.
It's good old saying there, man. It's been as good say. Hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, but like you say, man, we just don't like each other, huh?
We don't. We are a jealous people, and it started on the plantation. But you haven't gotten it out of you. And even people who confess to be your friends are jealous of you.
Thank you, Ma.
So I say this. God bless you all. I love the church. I mean the show. I love you know what you're doing, speaking about, because it's needed. But a lot of other people need to tune in and listen to what you and Kingsley are talking about.
Yes. Thank you, Ma. Tell her, hey, Les, happy birthday, y'all ladies. Have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later, Ma. Love you.
Okay, love you. Bye.
All right, King. Again, I hear what Mommy say, man. You know, some of the stuff, man, that's going on, man. Is you know, we all say it's a plot and a, you know, plan that was given out, and you know, but we've been sucking up everything, King. We sucking up everything, King. Again, I say, remember I talked about the say no to drugs again last week. I said that. Why not? We not saying that. Again, we said Charles said the best thing ever, King. The what?
We're the dumping ground for bad ideas.
Dumping ground for all bad ideas. So again, I say, you know, King. You know, wow, man. You know. You say we want a handout if we ask for reparations, or they say we want a handout, or you know, we look at other people getting other countries and ignoring these things. But what about what's going on again over in what's name, King? I wanted to talk about it again because people scared to talk about it.
What, Israel?
People scared to talk about it.
What is that?
The massacre is still going on. Did y'all see it? Y'all seeing it right on television. I mean, they're non-stop bombing. They just bombed a couple hospitals and some more stuff.
Todd, did I not say that this is what y'all voted for?
Yeah, King. Yeah, King.
I don't really understand what the surprise is about. You see, all I kept hearing, you know, as a supporter of Trump, was how racist he was and how he was this and that. And all I kept saying to myself was, I don't really, even if he is, I don't care, because I don't know him personally.
Don't know him personally. I got to put food on the table.
And the policies
eat at my table.
And the policies that he's advancing, I don't mean any harm, has put more money in my pockets
table. Yep.
in those few years than I ever had.
Yes.
I'm just,
people don't realize it.
It's
That's
just,
right.
You know, so from a common sense approach, not you know, black or white, this or that. From a common sense approach, with my eyes closed, I went with what made sense to me. And there was no wars. And his thing was, if you want us to get into it, you're going to pay us to fight a war for you.
Yes.
Or I'm not fighting it.
I'm not fighting it.
The money. And that's what freed up the money for home, for us. And when he said, and instead of going to black people and saying, hey, you know, if you're not voting for me, then you're not black.
Yeah, he didn't say that. He
said no. Instead, listen, you've already tried all that other stuff. Yeah. Why don't you try Trump and see what I can do? Because look at where you live at.
The other guy said what?
They gonna put y'all back in chains.
And what else he said? You ain't Democrat if you ain't.
Yeah, if you ain't
black if you don't.
If you ain't black if you know. Well, if you don't know if you can't if you decide between me or Trump. You ain't black.
You ain't black.
These things are so condescending, and nobody had nothing to say. Roland Martin, who always like to speak out, D.L. Hughley, who likes to come out and talk. These people are making a mockery of the black community and our struggles. Kamala Jackson or whatever, Kamala Harris is out here, and the only time she seems to show up at a black event is for a photo op when she wants some attention and she wants the black vote. Everything is about him, hawing and hot saucing.
And she's the pusher of the progressive.
But she's the same one who came out. I want to tell y'all what kind of person we talking about here.
This progressive stuff.
She's the same woman. Her and the squad. These women come out talking about how they're so pro-black and how they're this and that. But then when they get on these platforms, Kamala Harris don't refer to herself as the first female black vice president. She refers to herself as the first female of color because she's Indian and she clings more to her Indian heritage. Hold on, she clings to her Indian heritage because in India, when you come from India to America, you're classified as white. And it's no mystery that Kamala Harris is married to a white man, a white Jewish man at that. So this stuff that you talk about the conflict going on, I get it. And then, and again, all of the members of the squad, most of them anyways, are all dealing with, married to, or involved with white men. The men that they claim that they dislike.
Again, their narrative, they're not gonna hear. You're not gonna hear nothing from them because the right guy in there. As soon as he get in, you're gonna hear about the squad again.
Okay, you right about that.
As Trump gets in, the squad gonna pop their head up again.
And you listening to WFBR 1590. You can find us at WFBR1590.weebly.com. WEEBLY. You can also find us on Rumble and YouTube at K-Thoughts. That's KAETHOUGHTS. And you can also find us at your local podcasting. We're on Spotify, we're on Anchor, we're on iHeartRadio, and we're on Google.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, and again, we also at WFBR, they have different shows that comes on. We have one coming on again at 12. Brother Darren, he has a good show, State of the City. Very powerful. There's a show coming on right after us as well. One came on before us Sunday as well. Throughout the week they have shows. We left on Thursdays. That was our slot, and they have good shows that come on Thursdays as well. So definitely tune in to WFBR 1590 AM, the station, and if you want to follow it online, WFBR1590.weebly.com.
Thank you, brother. Again, man, good talk. Good. We talked about that. We always sit down once a week and talk about things. The brother Sean Blue, thank you for your donations, man. Sean, I left my phone home, so if you're hearing us right now, I know you say you listen to us. Call on them because I wanted you to give us the menu and everything like we talked about the other day, if you can. But Brother Sean Blue is on Milford and Bell.
And if you need the number, it is 410-761-1592.
Great fish, and the fish and the macaroni and cheese was amazing to me. Nice and good and cheesy.
It put us to sleep.
Great meal, brothers. I'm just saying, Brother Kenny, you finally gave me. I got a card from him with his number on here.
Good.
What is it, King?
First Impressions.
First Impressions. Brother Kenny is on 4420 Park Heights. Phone number is 443-802-3472. Call in if you want to, I guess schedule appointment or whatever. But I don't like the way I said that for a barbershop. Excuse me, because they're trying to change the narrative at barbershops. Most men now say they're going to get their hair done.
What's that number again?
Yeah,
443?
443, most men, go call it out again, King. Can you see it? Maybe I call it. I don't know if I've seen it.
443-802-3472.
You heard what I said about that barbershop narrative? Men are saying now they're going to get their hair done.
Yeah?
I just don't like to say that when it comes to a barber shop. You usually walk in and get your hair cut or get your, they usually have the other side where you could get your hair done. You get me? But don't change the narratives, man, because I just think, man, it's a lot of pick and rolling with that. When I say pick and roll, it's a lot of trickery, man. I just don't like that type stuff, man. But anyway, King, to all our sponsors, man, CC Lounge, on Ricestown and Nelson has a great
atmosphere.
Great atmosphere, guys.
Grown up spot,
man. Fridays is when they had the DJ in there, man. It's not packed and it's real laid back spot, outside venue. The heaters outside and all that stuff, and it's closed in too, so
it's private.
It's exclusive. You have to worry about the riffraff, you know what I mean?
It's exclusive.
And it's not a riffraff spot either inside or outside.
Nor out, yes. And they serve good food.
Yeah, well, they don't, you know what I mean? But it's a great spot, guys. Brother Kurt, man, is like a brother of mine, man. And to all the other friends, man, and King, and everybody, man, that listens the best they can, man. I know sometimes we all get caught up and we doing things and we can't listen or we can't so-called support sometime. But, you know, I know y'all hear me. You get me, King? I know they hear us, man. You know what I mean?
Well, I know they hear us because they regurgitate our material.
Everything thank you, man. I said that the other day. Then I told you about somebody was just brought out something else, man. Yeah. Again, you know, what we faced with right now, King. Again, I say, man, we have leadership, man. It's not from the community.
Well, I'm disappointed in the leadership from the community.
Well, which
I am
from the community?
Well, Ty, every official that we have somehow or another end up in jail.
Yeah, but I'm saying none of them from the community, though, King.
Well, yes, they are. Sheila Dixon was from the community. Catherine Pugh was from the community.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm talking about the ones down right now. I'm talking about right now, those ones down there.
Marilyn Mosby.
But Sheila wasn't with this progressive stuff like that.
She wasn't with that progressive.
She wasn't with that.
She
wasn't with that. She was about rule and get things done.
I agree with that.
She had came behind Schaefer, I believe, right?
I agree with that.
So she understood. She had been raised up under Schaefer and watching how he do things. So
I agree with that.
She actually had an understanding of, look, hey, I ain't that old lock up black people. No, black people breaking the law, black people go to jail. I told you that black brick. And see, that's what's looming over that city council downtown. They don't want to say nothing about it.
Well, they can't because you have to understand something, Ty. All of them have been down there for at least
10 years.
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Some of them been doing bids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've been down there. Some of them, like a Brandon Scott and his team and the people he came up with, they've been in there for 10 years plus. So that philosophy is ingrained. Even their underlings, their subordinates that they've hired, have the same mental values. If you listen to them, it's like talking to a brick wall. I told you that there's a fight going on inside there between Nick Mosby and Brandon Scott. Nick Mosby posed a redistricting. The city council proposed a redistricting. The mayor,
even with the regular citizens, man, and not saying them stuff don't make sense.
Yeah, he vetoed it.
Out their mouth doesn't make sense.
Well, because the regular citizens there with the debauchery. You have to understand. Again, there was parents that egged their kids on at Carver.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. To pistol whip, and it ultimately got their kid banged up, and they thought they was in a movie.
And they still locked up, I think.
Thought they was in a movie and ran.
They thought they was a movie. Yeah,
and thought they ran down to somebody's house and stashed the kid in the house like somebody, the doctor was gonna come in and patch him up like they did in Godfather.
Yeah, they gonna get away with it.
You know, stuff. Just stupidity.
Yeah. And usually when you did stupid stuff, you usually got held accountable for it when they got caught, right?
Well, now they are because
now you don't.
Because it's becoming such a widespread and a common sense thing that I'm so amazed that it's taking this long.
I'm so tired of talking about the youth
to find out.
I headed up to here to talking about these damn the youth. What are y'all trying to do with this youth stuff? Again, I remember my ex-co-host always say, you got to hear the children. And I'm saying to myself, hear the children. Y'all do hear the children. I stopped playing. I heard him say he wanted, she said she wanted that toy that was on television. They wanted something else special to eat, but this was what we're going to eat today, and I'll get that maybe the next day or something of that nature. I hear the children of that nature. But I hear no children voice when it comes to taking care of a home. If y'all follow me right now, that's what's going on in the black community. The children have a voice in the cultivation of the home. Yeah. See, the child didn't have a voice in that area. He got all the treats of that success of the area being cultivated right? He enjoyed all those, she enjoyed all that. But now we keep talking the child has to have a voice. He or she don't know how to brush their teeth right. He or she hasn't been on the planet long enough to tell me or you, unless he's Jesus Christ. Because remember he said King when he was a baby, he was talking with men.
He was 12.
He had specialness with him.
He was 12.
But this ain't special, this is mischievousness. See, Jesus wasn't mischievous. He was actually teaching at 12.
Yeah, grown men.
Grown men. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mischievous children. And people are talking about we have to listen to the children. I'm not listening to a child when it comes to my home. This is how the homes run.
Well, you have to understand,
Boy,
that
King.
same philosophy comes from an independent mindset.
Ah, King, that independent thing.
See,
again.
when you have an independent mindset, then
King.
you raise your kids to be independent. And then when they're independent, that means that they're independent of the rules. See, that independent means that I'm special, and I'm different from everybody else.
Yeah.
Where, you know, so the rules that apply to you don't really apply to me.
So I can eat in my room, but y'all can't.
Exactly.
Ah, you heard what I said, right?
You know,
I can eat in my room, but y'all
I
can't.
can come and go as I please.
Yeah.
And that's what you see going on. See,
Yeah.
when you have a parent
on television.
When you have a parent on TV
Yeah.
saying, hey, a man,
Yeah.
I called the police and I told him, listen, come get my boy because ain't nothing I can do with him. Based off of my rules and what I can do based off of the law, I need y'all to come get him because I can't do any more. Anything else, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
So you need to come get him. For the police to come and call him and say, listen, so I appreciate what you're saying, but there's nothing that we could do because the laws that are on the book prohibit us from doing anything further than what's going on right now.
The mother said, I just, you know, the stuff that he's doing, he's gonna get hurt or killed. I'm saying yes. What? Yes, he's the other little kid that got killed. That's the other little kid. Oh, what could we have done this time? What? Was nothing we could have done for that one. I'm sorry if y'all think, oh, the Tyrone hour was just so hard. No, man.
Ty, some people just fall by the wayside.
Some people fall by the wayside with their behavior in societal life.
Because again,
you know what I said?
It's societal life. Again, we put ourselves in the position of that woman who them boys took down. Because I understand that, listen, that it would have been another homicide on a kid.
Child. You ain't a child no more when you put a gun in my face.
Okay,
Please stop saying
I'm trying to tell
children.
You need to control your kids because if they come up against somebody that's really not having it, they're gonna be the victims. I'm telling you.
Well, how he gonna be a victim when he came up on somebody? Well, that's what I'm saying. See, that's us again saying that he's a child.
No. I'm not saying he's the victim, but I'm just saying he's gonna be a victim of circumstances. Yeah. He ran up on me again. He ran up on me. They're trying to they were carjacking an off-duty police officer. He got shot in August. He's dead by the end of October because he tried it again. But this time, the person wasn't having it.
Is that the one they just let out? He got let out one day.
Yes.
And then within the next couple hours, he did it again?
No, that's a different
somebody, okay,
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
There's so many of them that you could pick from.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I go back to D.C. and Vita. She was like, hey, we gonna she said we gonna hit about 7,000-8,000 car thefts. I said,
well, I gun in somebody's face and they back out in the street and for the hour they gonna put that gun in somebody else's face. What the devil's wrong with you?
Well, what's happening is that they letting them take it, and then as they go, they whipping out theirs and they just putting it inside the car.
And then we got organizations.
Yeah, they say take them.
Then we got community organizations that are telling us that we're doing these things and we mediating these things, but
we can't.
I know Shorty got a gun on him.
We can't
so
trust
I take his gun when he come in here and I put it on the coat rack, and so because when he in here he ain't gonna have the gun on while he in. No. He ain't supposed to come to your organization with a gun at all.
But
if you saying you a community person, you saving the community.
But Ty, when you a 501c3, you get funded.
Yeah,
there's a mandate that's going out that's telling you what you have to say and what you have to do to get this money.
Yeah, you're right, King.
So unless you're gonna do that, you gonna capitulate to what's going on, or you want to try to act like you hard, you're not gonna get anywhere.
We keep talking. We've been talking. This city been beating this thing for 4 years almost now.
I want you to talk about Marilyn Mosby and the responses that you are hearing. This is a travesty.
Marilyn Mosby, the guilty verdict. Oh my goodness.
We have to talk about that.
They said, it's her money. It's all the black. It's her money, Newt. She can do what she want with her money. No.
There's a difference.
She is a master of contracts. See, when she go to court, She read that contract when you forgot to read that fine print, when you go in and say, well, no, I'm just saying. She said, no, down here. See, she knows
you
all.
a magnifying glass.
What? See, and that's see, you can't. And is it racism yet?
Yeah, it's been racism.
It's been racism.
She was the one who said it. That was her tour. She went on tour to all these television stations, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, and all this stuff, talking about how they're trying to do this to a black woman, and she's the first black woman, and they never did this and never did that, and they neglect of all people as a lawyer. And again, this goes back to what I told you, Ty, the arrogance of these people. Okay? She's one of the intellectual elites. These people who think that they're so much better than us. These people like the Adrian Jones and the Jill Carter.
You can't talk about it. She'll be back.
Well, I'm going to talk about all of them because this is the reason why things are the way that they are. They are corrupt to their core. They're going. How do you sit there? And for the people who want to talk about Marilyn Mosby and it was her money, yes, it was her money. This is the problem for you ones that are not in the know or just too stupid to understand. She said on one end that her business was suffering hardship, so she got relief funds for that. When she was challenged on her getting the relief funds for her stuff, she then changed course and said something completely different. So therefore, the attorney that they hired to prosecute this case came from the President of the United States. This was a black man. I forget his name. I know his first name is Eric. He prosecuted Marilyn Mosby, and he said that we're going to take an Al Capone approach to this. See, all the stuff that she was arguing and that you people are arguing for her, they said we're going to get her on what we know we can. You lied. That's called perjury. And you did it under oath. So it doesn't matter if the money is clean or not, or if it's dirty or not. She lied. And then here's the funny part. She got 2 counts. There's still 2 more out there looming. So that's 4 counts. They're 5 years. Now, do I think she should go to jail? No, because she does the same thing that all them other people do who get ahead. So do I think she should pay a fine? Yes. Be disbarred? I'm sure that that's coming down the line. But outside of that, no. She should have a life, and she should be able to go out there and earn a living.
But saying it's wrong.
But of course they are. They stupid. But to go back into public service and to try to work with the public anymore? No. We now see the agenda. So when you're running up military numbers for over 8 years in casualties in Baltimore City, talking about the murder rate, you ran up military numbers. Casualties in battlefields don't experience this in a year.
King. You see the look on her face, though?
Of course.
And I'm sorry.
You see all the weight she lost? Yeah, she looks sick.
Hey, the town that she said loved her, she took the court case to somewhere else. I think she probably could have got better off representation.
She would have got better representation here because let me tell you, let me tell you something, Ty. I'm from down that area, and they just is cut and dry.
Yeah, I know. And they cut and dry.
They are just cut and dry. Did you do it or didn't you?
I'll get my public service now.
Oh boy, you have
get
to.
my public service
Please.
now, King.
Please.
Because it's getting wet, and they're gonna still be trying to do it.
Yeah, this is the time that they decide to paint it.
And they still gonna be trying to do it. To all patrons coming into Maryland, I don't care if you're coming through the top of Oakland,
yeah, that's
even down to even down the Eastern Shore. I heard ECI, all that, down that area.
Well, I found a new part of Maryland that's even far. It's called California, Maryland.
California, Maryland.
Yeah. It's way down there.
Beware of the wild squeegee crossings. If you run up on them, King, don't give them no eye contact.
Please, don't do that.
If you put your window down and give a stranger your phone at a light and something goes wrong and you survive it, go home and tell your family you did something stupid.
Take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin. And you won't do that again. You get me, King?
Well, I don't know, Todd, because they keep voting.
If it gets ugly, King, proceed through the light with caution and call the police. That is our weekly wild squeegee alert. Y'all get me, King? And why we say we do that, King?
Because we saw women and children
I've seen women and children and old men being punched in the face over dirty change. Yeah, that's why we say it here. And we're going to keep drilling that because I want the people to feel how stupid they should feel for supporting this and saying that there was a business. That's why I'm going to keep saying it, King.
Enterprise.
I'm rubbing it in their eyes now. Enterprising.
Oh, and listen, I'm not gonna let Brandon Scott off the hook either.
Rub it in your
Because, dude,
eyes.
you have a lot to answer for with these programs that you've advanced, and then the gall
Yeah.
to say that, oh, you know, they want to open an investigation on what was going on, and with
Yeah.
Safe Streets and the money, and you're like, oh, we're open to an audit, but it has to
by the rule of the
have
people.
certain criteria
The people, the way
to
the
it.
people
I'm like,
voted.
listen, we know that you're corrupt, and we know that you have no transparency behind you.
At all.
This is why when good men make good times, strong men make good times, it's always somebody like you, a weak man that comes along and ruin it.
King, I say, King, here at WFBR, the Tyrone and Kingsley, we strive to bring shock treatment, man, because, again, I say, if you get high, stop getting high. If you're using pharmaceutical drugs, because that is the hour of the day
Thank you.
in our country. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is using some type of pharmaceutical drug.
Yes. And mixing it with something.
Outrageous.
And mixing it
It
with
is
something.
outrageous, the drug addiction that we experience as black people and as people of a country, especially my people, who claim to be so many years of I as a child telling me about we don't have the boats, we don't have the planes to bring it here. Okay, we dealt with that one, but it kept getting here, and you kept using it.
Mm-hmm.
And you kept using it. And now you're using it and that.
Yeah, you combining the two.
You're combining the two now. King, I wanted to say about a hustle. How much time I got, King?
You got 8 minutes.
I wanted to say about a hustle. I'm watching, did I tell you about a hustle?
No.
That's about the word hustle. It say hustle, right? I watched the old movie, Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
They need to make a hustle. They
They need
needed
to
some
make-
money. I said a hustle.
Yeah.
To get their family where they needed to be. They didn't say I was going to be a hustler. And what we're doing in the streets right now
Exactly.
is what we're doing in hustling is addictive. This is addiction. What we see outside, I used to do it. So I mapped it out. I've understand it. It's addiction
Yeah, on both sides.
on both sides.
Yeah. Addicted
Because
to the money, addicted to the
It's
drugs.
because it's
Yeah.
not even money involved. It's about addicted to being the person outside
Right.
doing it.
Yes.
It's
the
not
man.
even about the money. The
the
man.
man. I get
I-
it. Yes.
And we haven't conquered this part yet. We still
Want to be the man.
selling nickels and dimes. I'm just gonna keep saying it. Some kids go on the computer and making millions of dollars for their family off of just a saying, a quote, something they wrote. Actual talent. Is that as far as we keep going to the corners? God, enough is enough. Everybody is going to the corner. It's a failing job, guys. It's not going to work. I just want to be the first one to tell you. Yeah, y'all seen a little success, but it didn't work long, did you? Yeah, I'm normal again.
Well,
You get me?
well,
But King, I just said, man, wow, we've been battling this drug addiction. We got to go back to saying no again. It's so, oh my goodness, so many pharmaceutical drugs, King. Jesus Christ. And we eating everything.
I mean, I have an answer for why we got so many
Go ahead, King.
pharmaceutical
Go ahead,
drugs.
King. Go ahead.
I mean, all you have to do is go back to 2004, George Bush, when he passed that 1 point some odd billion dollars for for the pharmaceutical companies and all these new pharmacies, and that's when all this stuff started popping up. If you do your history, again, I don't get because I get attacked so much. I sit back and I keep certain caveats
man.
to myself, because if y'all listening, George Bush was a Republican and I couldn't stand him. I wouldn't vote for him for nothing. Okay, and surprise, I thought that election was stolen. I thought Al Gore actually won that election. So again, when you come to me with a bunch of nonsense, to flip-flopping like a fish, I don't do that. I just shoot straight from the hip. Y'all just not used to a person like me who just tell you how it is.
Battling with drugs.
Well,
We still, as a people.
Well, 60, 70 years because, Ty, we like to get high.
A hustle is a one-time hustle.
Ty, we like to get...
It's not supposed to be.
Ty, you like to get high. Anything you love, you destroy. Anything you like, you abuse.
And guess who we keep hustling the drugs to? It's a spin cycle. It's a spin cycle. No, you don't tell me about saving the black people. If we keep accepting these drugs, don't tell me about none of these shows. Tell me about saving black people. If we keep taking these drugs and all this...
I'm going to go one farther, Ty. I'm going to go one farther. You know who's taking most of these drugs, especially prescriptions? Yeah. Kids.
Yes. And they getting put on it.
They'll tell you quick. I do designer drugs. Yeah. I don't do no regular. I don't smoke no weed. Yeah. I do designer drugs.
Wow, King, I'm telling you, man. I just saying, wow, man. It got to be a point, a turn off with the drugs, man. Yes, but you ate off of it, and it wasn't right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying that what we did was correct.
It wasn't right.
But we, again, now look at how, look at where it turned out. If it was all of it, we would have been there. Yeah,
it would have been there. But
we would have been there.
All I'm saying is destruction.
It's destruction.
Cookie said it a long time ago. She said, she spoke about the 80s and the drug dealing. She said, Newt, all y'all did, it was success, but each one of them damn corners indicted. Yes. We get no money, no help, no nothing. She made the perfect sense that I baited the wood about it, but I'm saying she made sense. She said those corners are indicted.
Yes.
And been indicted for 50, 60 years now.
Yes.
And you see them now, they burnt out hustlers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? King, I said thank you, man. Thank you.